Welcome to the kids' table, where the conversation is about fitness, but the maturity level is questionable.
The one and only Gunnar Peterson.
Then you've got Luke Milton, and then there's me.
It's weird if you do your own intro. Ladies and gentlemen, Jen Widerstrom.
So pull up a chair as we talk fitness, the business of fitness, and give a voice to trainers everywhere.
It's informative, it's inspiring, it's where everybody wants to be. This is the kids' table.
Today's episode is powered by YETI. Get in, get out, get going.
Today, at the kids' table, let's do a Q&A.
I love you.
I see all the comments. I see all the questions. I know they want the answers, and I think it's only fair to break that wall and do that. We talked on another episode about I don't go into the comments. No. I don't answer them. I'm on a short leash from my wife. And she's right. And I just don't do that. And so now I think if we're doing it as a group, it's not like a bad thing. It's actually done in the right spirit.
Yeah. By the way, nice vest.
I love this.
Are you mocking
I
that?
just looked over here.
I forgot I had it on.
That's the tightest thing I've seen you wear ever.
Ever. It's by far and away the tightest
ever.
You shouldn't wear a shirt underneath it though.
Why?
Have you seen his guns?
Oh, that's right. Yeah. He makes a good point.
You know, actually, one of the questions were vein check. Will you flex? I'm pretty sure that's for me, though.
Oh, wow.
Okay, let's get back on track. I got some. Do you want to go first, Luke?
Yeah, 100%. Well, firstly, thank you everyone for sending in your questions.
Yep.
We actually genuinely appreciate it, and we love answering them. So we're going to randomly throw up some posts every now and then. What do you want to know? What do you want to talk about? And it was really funny that when I put mine up, there was a common theme. So a lot of the stuff was talking about longevity, but specifically Benny Nace was like, what are, between the three of us, what are our best longevity tips? And look, I'm going to throw chivalry out the door and go first, Jen. So I think for me, the biggest one that I was wrong on, and I really tried to tough out as a tough guy and man my whole life, was I don't need sleep. And now I'm really focusing on my sleep, and I'm trying to sleep I'm nowhere near 8 hours, but I'm up to about 6.5 hours a night now. I feel way better. Yeah. So that's my biggest tip, is trying to get consistent sleep whenever you can.
Gunnar always says that.
Yeah.
I made a conscious decision 30 years ago when I've been doing this 35 years, the trainer part.
AARP.
AARP is what Jen said in her coughing Chicago accent.
It's bad when nobody laughs. I always thought I just nailed something great. Okay, 30 years ago, sorry.
Right back to disrespect for those who have accomplished things in our industry. Years ago, I remember everything started hitting, right? And all I thought was, how can I keep this going? How can I keep training all the people that are calling? How can I stay on my workouts? How can my food prep? And I thought, I know what I can do. I can sleep less. I'll just get up earlier. There was a thing Arnold said once on a talk show. If you decide to wake up an hour earlier and do one subject for a year, think of how proficient you can become in that. Like whether it's read a newspaper, try painting, study a language, read economics books, whatever it was. He went down his list, and I thought, yep, I'll just go an hour earlier. Now, I was already getting up at 4:30, so it became 3:30, and I just thought, I don't need the sleep. I can push through. There are ways to manipulate the sleep with caffeine, with whatever, and so I became that guy. And I stayed on it for the better part of close to 30 years. I moved to Nashville, and I thought, this is not serving me. It's not good for my health. It's not good for my immune system. It's not good for my looks. It's not good for my patience. So I did what you did, and I shifted to focus on sleep. Again, nowhere near 8 hours, but I'll say if I did 3 to 5 for 30 years, in the last 3.5, I've done close to 6 to 8. And when I hit 8, look out, baby, because I wake up on fire.
I've got a follow-up question quickly, because this has happened to me last night. I've been away at a conference. Now that you're used to getting a little bit more, when you get the 3 to 5 hours, does it affect you more than you remember it used to affect you?
I'm terrible.
Yeah.
I'm terrible. When I was 3 to 5, if I got 5, I woke up and I thought, I'm crushing today. I got 5 hours, I'm on fire. But I know I wasn't. In retrospect, I wasn't. But now if I get 5, I'm like, oh my God, I'm dragging.
Yeah.
It's really funny, because right when you asked the question, I was like, mine is so boring, it's sleep. And you both said sleep. But mine started out of vanity. I wanted to look better. I wanted my skin to be better. I really did. I felt like you, Gunnar. I'm like, I don't fucking need sleep to operate. I can do this, and I can manipulate with caffeine and just people. When I get in front of people, I get electric. You give me a cocktail, I'm really on fire. And what I realized is like I cared about how my skin was aging, and as a result of sleeping more, which I rarely do less than 8, I can't believe how my body is performing.
Yeah.
Like, yes, the face is fine, hair is great, but like the way my performance has gone, and that has lent to, I would say, my absolutely like my 1-2 punch is heavy lifting. I don't just lift weights. I push at like a 90%, 100%. I really move. It's done something to me hormonally that's revitalized my mind and my body in a way that I can't explain it. Like I feel like I'm 30 again.
You know, I'll back you up on that, and then I've got one more specifically, but just leaning in on what you said, because you got me back into heavy lifting, because I kind of went away from it for a little while, and I really did start to feel a lot better as I was lifting heavy again and moving my body the way I was supposed to move it. And I noticed really quick results. Like I'm talking within 2 to 3. We saw each other like two or 3 weeks later. You're like, what have you been doing? I'm like, literally what you were telling me to do when we met up last time. And it's not that I don't know how to do it.
And just so you guys know, like Luke had like a kind of a hip labrum issue, and so I started having him do elevated deadlifts, which is basically bringing the barbell up a little bit, so it's almost like a rack dead or a rack pull, and then doing some heavy box squats. So he's loading, he's feeling the weight, but not quite going to depth, so we're protecting the hip, and he got to actually really use that expression of his body and output.
Bridges,
So for the people listening and watching, I would say it's important to clarify heavy lifting. And I have this conversation at least once a week. Heavy's not a number.
Correct.
Heavy's not a number. Heavy is where you reach technical failure in the reps you're trying to accomplish. So if you can lift heavy in the 15 rep range.
Yes.
Right? So that just means that 13, 14, and 15 should be tough to accomplish, right?
Yes.
And that's not heavy by powerlifting standards, by strongman standards, but you can get lower reps, right? You can have heavy weight in the high rep range, and people don't get that. It's where do you want your rep range to be? Holly Baxter, Aussie, posted this whole study about showing gains that were made in the 1 to 3, 5 to 8, 8 to 12, 12 to 15, and I want to say north of 15, because it used to be everybody said hypertrophy happens 8 to 12.
Sure.
But now there are results out there that show if you are pushing to technical failure, not momentary muscular failure, but technical failure, you can get gains in hypertrophy if that's what you're looking for, right? You also have to eat in a calorie surplus. You also have to be getting adequate sleep.
Sure.
So heavy lifting as an island, it's a tough one, because in my opinion, if you're shorting your sleep and you're lifting heavily and your form's deteriorating, you are probably courting injury. You're possibly courting injury.
I see.
And there is a bunch of studies now around like releasing of testosterone and stuff like that.
And growth hormone.
Growth hormone in
Totally.
general. And I think that I'm really curious about that. I actually listened to a British guy, I wish I remembered his name on this, but he's like the guy that was talking
Mark
about...
Twain?
We've had a lot of Mark Twain comments
theme
today. But about, I think it's 6 sets of 10 reps and going at a certain amount. And I know it shouldn't be a number, but... And then it was the up to 90 seconds rest. So what do you guys think about that? What do you guys think about with ATP and all the rest of it? Like, what do you guys think about when we start talking about strength and breaking it apart? To be more clear, is there an emphasis on rest? Is there an emphasis on load? Is there an emphasis?
Well, I kind of want to take that and steer it back to a question that was submitted that goes alongside that. So it's similar, just because we did promise this section to our people. But from Charles Hofecker, he said, as I'm getting older, 40 plus, anywhere above, what should I be focusing on, is what he said. So is it more quality? Is it load? Is it less quality? Less quantity and more quality? So it's kind of going hand in hand with that. Do you want to lead in, Gunnar? You've done more decades than we have in those phases.
Yeah, I look at that, I go, I have to know your goal. Like, what should you be focusing on? What's your goal? Are you trying to get leaner? Are you trying to get bigger? Are you trying to make more money? Like, what are you trying to do?
Yeah.
So that's where, that's the tough one. People go, you can't train everybody like this. And I go, this kind of training, the way that I do it with my clients, can be beneficial across so many
any decade
goal targets
and
decades. But for hypertrophy, the way I train people is probably not the way to go. But also, I can amend that if that's our end goal. I don't have people that come to me and say, I want to get bigger. That's rare. I've had it in the past, but I just don't get that population, and that's cool.
If we break down the result of strength training, right, the goal is to build skeletal muscle.
Not necessarily.
In Australia, we call it skeletal muscle.
No, I mean, not necessarily.
But we're going to build muscle, right?
Not necessarily for female strength training. I'm looking not necessarily size, but I'm looking at contraction, rate of contraction and strength of contraction. So I'm looking for density, and I'm looking for...
As a result, don't we increase the amount of
not necessarily,
on mass?
Or at least not losing mass.
Yeah.
Right? Some of it, that's another kind of component. So a big goal for mine is not letting women fall into, I guess, atrophy as the years go on, because they're not active. Because we just start to lose, like men run on testosterone, we run on E2 or estradiol. So we're losing not just strength, but strength of the contractions that create the strength. So there's all these, and that goes to the ATP. It goes to what you're talking about at a cellular level. So, even to this question, it's like quantity over quality. No, there is no quantity where quality doesn't matter. Right? Yeah. Like, I'd rather you hit 20 minutes quality.
Right. If there's no quality, then the quantity, who cares?
It doesn't matter.
Yeah. Well,
it doesn't matter.
If you're doing 20 shitty sets or 30 shitty sets, like...
They're still shitty sets.
Correct.
Come on.
If you're still training with a plastic shaker bottle from 2012, it's time. The YETI Rambler with Chug Cap is built like a tank, keeps ice all day, and it doesn't leak all over your gym bag. It's so light, yet still so durable. Guys, I literally spend so much time with this, I think my family's getting jealous. Grab one and stop making hydration harder than it needs to be. YETI.com, get in, get out, get going.
There's a question about, did we watch the Netflix documentary on Biggest Loser? We actually are interviewing one of my contestants on an upcoming show, so we will address this. Did you guys end up ever watching it?
I watched it.
You did watch it? Part of it?
Yeah.
Great, part of it. Yep. So that's incoming. Pretty sure this one's for Gunnar. Do you shave? This is the shit I get.
I trim it up.
I trim it up. This is a real one.
No, I'd like to go back to the fake one, thanks.
No, that was a real one.
I know it was a real one, but I would like to spend more time on it.
Unbelievable. This is from Tim Kelly. He was at Vital HP for a while, Virginia High Performance for a while.
Mm-hmm.
What do you do when you're training in a training rut or you're falling off course?
I've never been in one.
Oh, it's interesting.
Quite literally? Really?
No.
Since like the age of...
Yeah, since black and white television. Yeah.
Like literally, you just get convicted. You're in.
No, I just, it's. Oh, wait, did I interrupt you twice in a row?
No, you go.
It's literally
I think like picking up from black and white television and go.
I literally look at it like there's no option to not do it. I just, even if it's going to be half-assed or half-baked, I'm going to go and I'm going to just pound it through it, and what I get out of it, I get out of it. Right? There's no workout I did that I was sorry I did. There are many that I haven't done that I wish I had.
Yeah, I will say I am pretty consistent. I am pretty good at that sort of stuff, but there has been times where my energy has been focused in other endeavors in life, whether business has been taken off, whether there's stress around that or the house or whatever, and it's really interesting. You just have to stack the small wins, in my opinion. And what I mean by that is, okay, cool, I ate a good meal today, and now I'm going to stack my workout in the morning that I know.
Did you just say exactly what I said with an accent?
Yeah, which makes it way
100%.
more important. Way more important.
Except you said
no, but I acknowledge that I fall into ruts every now and then, or I get distracted.
Look, obviously, I do, but I'm not. I don't. You know what? I don't give them.
You're pretty consistent, mate. Like,
no. I am, but I don't give them any light. Like there are times when the workout. I had a friend years ago. He said to me, "I said, how was the workout?" He goes, "One for the books," meaning there was nothing. I just literally checked the book. I'm done. And I thought
one for the books meant. It was a great one.
That's what I was registering too, but I see what you mean. He just logged
in Australia.
That's the record books.
Yeah.
Record book. Yeah.
Missing a word. You know, I'm definitely. I have a mind more like the demographic I work with, which I think is what makes me a good coach for people that are beginners. I fall into ruts all the time. I think
you're pandering to those beginners right now.
No. I mean, to be honest, like I think about my time starting on Gladiators through that decade. I had to do magazine covers. I had to be on TV and be like the fitness person on Dr. Oz. I had to be ready for another season of Losers. So I had this built-in accountability where I had to stop eating sleeves of Oreos. I had to get my ass to the gym. And I would rest on a lot of previous years of training and really great genetics from my parents to kind of look like I was in shape. But I mean, even in my years of loser, I was in some of the worst shape of my life because I wasn't working out. I was running on caffeine and candy on set. Like there was just no energy. I wasn't taking care of myself at all.
Then I'd say the differentiator there is the genetics, because I felt like I had all those same things to meet, the press things, I didn't have the show like that, but I had other things.
Yeah.
And I just thought, I can't ever, it's that whole, right, if you always stay ready, you don't have to get ready.
Right.
So I just thought if I just stay close, right?
And
if this is the line of perfection, if I stay here versus
yeah, but I was like I would crash diet for photo shoots and magazines, and then I would dip up again and be drinking and eating out a lot, and like I was all over the place. So for me, it's exhausting to live that way, and I think for me, in answering this question, getting out of the ruts, it was more like I just didn't feel like myself in them. And I think we talked about actually that this morning when we all hung out. Like, I don't feel like me when I'm not moving. I don't feel as happy. I don't feel, if I'm in a relationship, I don't feel sexual. I don't want to go out. I don't want to get dressed up. And I started to realize the up and down became too much for me. So coming out of the ruts, like I just have less and less now. And now I feel like I'm the Gunnar that you were, like that you're talking about. Like I'm right near my line. I'm always pretty close. But even remember when I was here in January and I dislocated my knee, I was in such a rut. That was, why are you laughing?
Because the way you dislocated your knee is so different from who you are as an athlete. The fact that you just did like CrossFit games and you've done all these things and you don't get hurt, but in my gym you stepped back and tripped over a barbell and dislocated your knee.
I was like, ugh.
It's so embarrassing. It was a freaking
cartoon, but to me, I was cleared, I was moving, and I still wasn't doing workouts. I still wasn't getting going. I was still drinking 4 nights a week. I was like, and for me, I realized getting out of my rut, I set a goal, like a very public goal, which was I'm doing this CrossFit competition, I'm doing the strongman competition, and it forced me into action. So I know that you have to know yourself and put yourself in that position.
I think it's really important to define what a rut is, because I think we actually all said quite similar things there. None of us let ourselves go too far, but we're not perfect all the time.
Yep.
And how we get back into trying to be perfect is remembering how good it feels when you feel good. So if we're talking about if you're in a rut, 30 pound, 50 pound, 100 pound rut, very different story. Find a support system, find something you like, find something you can do in a very small bite size, so you can just, how do we eat an elephant one bite at a time?
And I'll tell you, I'll add on that, the bite size, that's how I started actually getting back in the gym. I let myself off the hook. So if I'm going to go to a workout, and I'll just say, Jen, you can go as slow as you need to. You can lower the weight on the bar. You do whatever you got to do, but you have to complete it. And by letting myself off that hook, I end up always exceeding my expectations.
Do you ever do like Machine Saturday or Machine Monday?
I don't have a gym membership that has that, but tell me more about that. I don't have machines.
Yeah, I started when I traveled, and sometimes I'd go into the gym, and it was a night where the sleep was shorted, or I had gone out the night before and had a drink or two, or I didn't have the right food. Yeah. And I'd go to the gym in the morning, and if I just didn't have, I'd look around, even if there was somebody over, let's say a hotel gym, right? Somebody's at the dumbbell, somebody's in the cable. I go, fuck, yeah, it's a Machine Monday. And I would just do the whole workout on machines. And I know there are people who poo-poo that, and they're like, let me tell you something. You can challenge the hell out of yourself on a machine. Get in it, turn around in it, do it unilaterally, raise the seat to a ridiculously high position, a ridiculously low position. It's going to hit you completely. You find on those, especially those vertical presses, you can make that almost an incline and almost a decline, depending on how you sit. And you're just playing with it, and you leave feeling accomplished. You woke up your brain a little bit, and that's so much better than not having done anything. So,
that's a really good point, because even on the road with clients, like we'll be, at blank hotel in blank city, and the machines are their favorite because they just have to sit down, sit down and pull, sit down and push, sit down and curl. They're just like, oh, thank God.
But hang on. But in my mind, they've earned that, oh, thank God. Because they've done the work leading up to it. Do you know Paul Check?
Yeah.
Of course.
Okay. I know you guys did, but I had to put it out there. So Paul Check, trainer emeritus out of La Jolla, great guy, genius guy. Paul had a thing years ago on one of his videos, because again, I buy all those and watch them all. I used to watch them during cardio with a buddy of mine, John Damon, and we'd sit and we'd like take notes. And he said at one point, any machine this is all going to tie into our sleep thing. He said, any machine that you can fall asleep on has no business being in a gym. And then, hang on. And then he cut to himself on a leg press like this. And then he was on like a seated curl like this. And I joked with my buddy and I said, dude, I'm so fucking tired. I could fall asleep on a squat rack. So get the squat rack out of here. Point being, I disagree with that because I like the machines. And for certain people who are having trouble finding the path with a barbell, I think some of those movements can groove that movement pattern. And then when they get under free weight, whether you start them with a dowel or a bar or whatever it is, they kind of know what they're looking for, right?
Yeah.
So engage the same muscles as well.
Yeah, but then they go, well, the stabilizers are not engaged.
Yeah.
Okay, thanks for that. But point being, they're doing something versus you like just dumping on them for not doing it the way you want. How about everybody's on-ramp to this fitness freeway is different. And if you need to start with machines or body weight, whatever you have to do to get you in the game and keep you in the game, you should be doing it. Because at the end of the day, don't shoot the messenger, we're all going to die. So do something. So the machines, like, I get Paul's point, and it was well taken and funny, but I just think don't let that be the reason you do or don't work out.
Bornstein says it over at Pump Club. The whole point is reducing friction. Take things out of the way that are in the way.
Yeah, but reducing friction so you can add friction.
Correct.
Yeah. He's right.
Take away obstacles. It's that. Then one more quick, easy question. How often should I work my abs? Well, what does Gunnar think about it?
I would say depends on how you work them. Do you work them under load? Do you work them in all three planes of motion? Do you work them from origin? Do you work them from insertion? Or if you're just locked in crunch mode, I'd say go twice to 3 times a week if that's the only movement you're doing. And if that's the only movement you're doing, send us a DM and we'll send you some other movements to do, because if you look at how the abdominal wall is, there are it's very complex, right? It's like the glutes. Don't just do one thing for the glutes. They're the way the origin of the insertion, where the muscles are coming from, the slings. If you're not training all those, at some point you're leaving performance on the table.
Okay.
I actually can't even add with anything better than that. You summed it up 100%.
Why do you think I asked Gunnar?
Yeah, no, you did. You summed it up 100%.
So
and understanding how complex they are. It is the best. Well, you're actually are you working your abs right now in that vest?
I'm not working my abs, but I want you to know I forgot I had it on until I said that.
It does look good. And if you don't have abs, it looks like you got abs there now. So no,
you know what's funny? I traveled overseas with this, and I put it in my luggage. And then on the way back, it was too heavy. The luggage, I didn't know.
You just put it on.
I didn't know your luggage could be too heavy. I was like, really? It fits in the suitcase. So
was that
I took
the first
it out.
time you've flown commercial, Gunnar?
I was going to say.
So I took it out, and I thought, I'm just going to wear it through security. And I thought, who knows? Right? And I was in the Middle East, and I thought, well, I'm just going to wear it and see what happens. And I came through, and they looked at it, they touched it, and it clears. So I told
that cleared security, like you walked through.
Through. So they stopped and they checked it, but I told the owner, and he goes, yeah, I could have told you, it's cleared for that. So he goes, I travel in mine. I'm like, well, I'm the idiot. Yeah.
Fun fact.
Mate, they are cool. Yeah, mate, I just want to keep saying it's so complex. Like, your abdominals are so complex, your core is so complex.
Why doesn't Luke let us land the plane?
Right, plane.
We're just trying
because
to.
Gunnars flies private all the time, so I'm just up there, and I'm back row middle seat, just up there trying to hang out for a bit longer.
All right, Luke, I'm out.
Perfect. Look, do you want to? Yeah.
And if we're talking about
walking away.
And if we're talking about the top abs, well, then we've got to do.
We're done.
Yeah.
Well, that's it. That's the show. You're welcome, and we're sorry.
Don't forget to hydrate, lift heavy, and maybe call your mum. Actually, after listening to the 3 of us, maybe call the priest.
Please like and subscribe and comment, even if you only mildly enjoyed yourself. We'll see you next week.